Hello and welcome back to the Gadget Man 369 channel. Today we're going to continue on the big one, and this is part 12. Today we're going to make and install the flame shield. Okay? Not the skins. Last time I mentioned that and I was like, oops, I forgot about that. Yeah, the important part. Keep the fire from burning a hole through your rocket. Also, we're going to install the hot debris mesh in there. That'll keep all the, the debris, the material, that's like glowing red or whatever it's doing after it gets blown out of there. It'll keep it from going up into the flame arrestor and all that good stuff. Yeah, we don't want our rocket to be destroyed on the first launch. Also, after today, you won't be able to slide that PVC tube in there to store it with. So what you want to do is just get something a little smaller that'll slide in the rocket to store it, or something like a dowel or something a little bit smaller, something that'll slide in that thrust ring. Anyway, today's video hopefully will be short, but without further ado, whatever the heck that is. Why does everybody say ado? What the heck does that mean anyway? I don't know. It's just if everybody's doing it, then I start doing it without further ado. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, without further ado, let's get the building started. Okay, here we go. Here's a drawing. It's just something I quickly sketched. If you notice, this is what we're going to make today. This is going to be built inside the area where those holes are on that sustainer tube assembly. That's what you want to call it. Anyway, you're going to cut a piece 9 inches by 3 inches wide. And then we're going to glue a piece of foil on one side of that. 8.5 inches, leaving this half-inch gap here. That's for glue, which you'll see how that works out. Anyway, let's see, is that all in there? You might want to freeze this. Don't put it in your freezer. I mean, just like hit your pause button, print it out, do what you want again. Have more beer. We don't care, as long as you're enjoying this. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's get rid of this. Get our piece of paper here. You'll see, we know that it's going to be rolled this way, so that should be 9 inches across there. Let's just double check that. Like I said, all these sheets, they don't cut them perfectly. Okay, that's right on. Okay, 3 inches. 3 inches wide. Now, if you put those bulkheads, here we go again with that. If we glued on the centering rings correctly, should be 3 inches apart. That's the ones with the holes in it. Okay, kind of be accurate on this one. See if I can get that in there. Okay, there's that one. Okay. Okay, press down a little bit hard. We could just tear that. It's the easiest way to do that. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. One more for the road. And we're gonna do this routine again. Okay, that should be good enough, something that don't show. Alright, gonna do that that ribbon trick. Let's see if I could do it like this so you could see me doing it. Okay, there's that. And it's working. I kind of like the way that ruler came out. Kind of got ahead of myself. Let's see, we need to make, what was that, 1/2 inch? Here, here, just like that. Okay, this is just a reference line. It's actually a glue line too. hopefully this works out. Now I'm going to be going this way with it, because that's the way we did it. So I'm going to cut out a piece of foil. You know what? There's an easier way to do this. Here's your foil. Aluminum foil. You only need one layer of this. Okay? There should be a good side to this. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, get this glue out. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we know it's gonna be on that side. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a reference line on this side too. There's that 1/2 inch on that side, so we're gonna draw another one. This will give you a reference for the foil. The other one is a reference for the glue. Okay. There we go. Get rid of that. All right. I'm just gonna put some glue on here. You don't have to be real perfect about this. This is just enough glue to hold that on there. You don't want to overdo it, make it heavier than necessary. This is just enough glue to hold the foil down. Okay, there we go. Put that back on. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm left-handed, so I'm gonna do it this way. There should be a straight side. Here's the straightest edge on there. So what I'm gonna do is just glue this down and line it up to that line. You can go slightly past it, and then just pat it down. Okay, just like that. Flip it over. Don't flip it off. It's your rocket. Okay, good. Now we're gonna get this X-Acto knife out, and we're gonna cut. I said we're gonna cut that off of there. Yeah, there's that fly again. Is that the same one or a new one? Probably a new one. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to leave too much foil past that paper, because this has got to fit precisionally, hopefully, between those centering rings. Okay, got this one to do. Don't have to be absolutely perfect about this, but just don't cut your paper off. Okay, don't know if you saw that or not. Get rid of that. And here's what we got. Okay. I cannot get this to start bending like we wanted it. Okay, and then it's going to be assembled like this. Okay. Now, we got to get our sustainer assembly. That's it. Smash the rocket. And it's going to go. Oh, this is tight. Okay, that's going to go in here. Now this should be slightly smaller than the centering ring, so we could glue it inside of that. And that seems to be the case. So let's see what's the best way to do this. Tricky. Okay, you know what? Should just press that down in there like that. I just made that up. Okay. It's pretty tight in there. Okay, this only needs to just hold it. Okay, I didn't fill my glue bottle up. Just put a light amount of glue in there. Once it all dries, it ain't going nowhere. Now put this, glue this maybe slightly past that little line. Like that. give it a good pet. Now we're gonna gotta wait at least 20 seconds for that to set. Okay, that's it. And put this back on the X-Acto knife. Okay. Yeah, don't put so much glue on that thing, that tab, or you might accidentally glue it on there. Now this may be a little tricky, we're gonna see. Let me get this. Yeah, see, it wasn't long enough. Come on, glue dry. The humidity must be higher than normal. Looks like it's getting ready to rain today out there, so the humidity, no doubt, is higher than usual, so it's going to take longer for that glue to set. In the meantime, enjoy the music. Now, jeez Louise. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but that fly is buzzing around in here, flying. There he is. He's on the screen. Boy, not a care in the world. Okay, let's try it again. Are you set this time? Come on. Okay, that looks like it'll do the trick. Okay, now here's going to be the tricky part. Got to push all of this inside the center rings. Okay, this don't have to look all that perfect. Okay. Come on, get in there. Okay, you could see that tiny gap in there. Get that glue bottle ready. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, just tack it. Tack it in there, because this thing is going to be just slightly, okay, a very light wipe, that way it'll set quicker, hopefully. Yeah, well, summer's finally over. I would say that's probably about a 16th. If you could get that about 32 to start off with, that would even be better. But what you could do is set this carefully down and then go off to the fridge and run down another refreshment. Okay. Okay, see, there's too much there. If you glue it like right there, then I won't be able to get this down in there. Let's see, which is the easiest side? Oh, like right there. And on this side, give that a little push in there. Not too much. Okay, that's like almost about a 90 degree, but I'm just tacking it down. So it'll make it easier to get that in there. Okay, I would like to push that one down in there, but we gotta wait until that sets up. In the meantime, enjoy that fly flying around here, buzzing around on the floor. Let's see if I can keep this in the camera view. Just like this. You can see our glue here. Yeah, if you try and boy, okay, let's see. Get this going as fast as possible. Get that off of there. Okay. Right here. You can see where I got that glue. Okay. Okay, that one came out. Get it back in there. Okay, come on. There, now I'm going to hold that in there. Can give that a little help. There we go. I'm just pinching that closed. Maybe that's part of the key. It's just pinch this closed. I'll switch hands. Okay. Get that bottle cleaned. Clean it better when I'm all done. I'm left-handed, so it's easier to hold it like this. Okay, how's that going? Okay, that one came apart. Okay, it looks like we could have made that a little bit smaller. Could do that. Is that still stuck down there too much? Okay. It's okay to pull that back apart. I'm going to overlap that more. Give this a little bit more time. Here we go with the octopus act again. See if I can hold that in position, get some of that out of there. Put more glue on this one. A little bit wider. Like that. Okay, there's that one. Okay, now I'm going to hold that in position. Yeah, you know what? Once you get a couple of tacks down, it might be a good idea just to go ahead and pull this apart, because we don't know exactly what the overlap's going to be. I could change that drawing. What did I say I had on there? 8.5 between that edge all the way around to that. So maybe I'm going to move this up here so it'll go in correctly the first time. Okay. Okay. Nothing critical about this. It's just a shield. Okay. Work my way over in there. My only concern are those holes that we have in there. We don't want this to be beyond that. That's the whole thing. Okay, get this, move that down like that, just about there. Okay, and this will actually help hold the center rings, especially that one that shows up here, this side, nice and flat, so it looks nice. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to get away with this, but I'm going to try it. Boy, gotta put more glue in there, okay. The more glue you put on there, the longer it's going to take. And just wipe that on there. Okay. As long as I'm away from those holes, I think you could see them right there. Okay, got plenty of room for that. Is that gonna... So it might take 50 seconds for the glue to set instead of 20 seconds. It'll make the video longer. Oh no. Yeah, well. While I'm waiting for that, clean that off, get that back on there. Put it over here. Yep, I hear a train. Okay, let's see, can I get over here? Yeah, it looks like one of the glue deals came off of there. It's okay, well, a little rework on this won't kill us. Ooh, get this one in here. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Get that off of there. One here, and one there. That original glue broke too much and it set. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure there's nothing sticking up past the center rings. Okay, now we got it. Yep, you're watching me for the first time ever put a shield in here like this. As you saw, if you watched the first videos for that first rocket, the first one, we just kind of like crumpled up a piece of the aluminum foil, stuck it in there anyway because it don't show, and that'll be good enough for that little thing. But on this one, I don't want any, it was pretty ugly on the other one, so I don't want that this time on this one. I'm gonna bend this, get it ready to glue on there. Okay, and it looks like I did get it on there backwards. There should be no foil there. Okay, it should have been overlapped the other way. That's okay. Like I said, on this, it doesn't matter too much. Let's see. It's not going to show. I just don't want some big ugly thing in there that shows. Looks like we're about ready to get some glue underneath there. Probably should put a bead of glue all the way across that. We don't want any hot gases to come out there. Yeah, this is tricky. I'm really holding this down like a baby bird. Otherwise it'll break all those glue joints away. Okay, I'm spreading this out. Not just for the sake of spreading it out. I'm spreading it out so it'll set faster. Boy, I'll tell you what. This glue is taking a while to set up. Come on. Okay, now while you still can, let's go around. Make sure there's no skin sticking up. I think I'll give this a little shot right there. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Boy, that's getting close, but it's still below that centering ring. Nothing can be sticking up. Okay. Double check all that all the way around. Okay, that one kind of came apart. Get that back going in there. It's just got to be sticking, that's all. Thought that was set up, but obviously it wasn't. Ah, boy, this is tricky. This is a job for an octopus. Okay, the most important is this centering ring up here. When I glue that down, I want to make sure it's down flat against that piece there. That way it'll look nice and flat. Good for the eye. We don't care how ugly the one on the bottom looks. Still, come on, man, set. Hey, man, set. Sometimes I'm rubbing it, and it makes it dry faster. Some of the water and moisture off that glue is coming off on my fingers. You could feel it. Don't hold your finger on there, otherwise your finger will be a part of the rocket. I don't think that would be too cool. Okay, double check again. Okay, that's below the edge. It's close, but it's still below the edge. Okay. Give it a few more seconds, and then we're gonna draw a bead around there. Not one of those nice looking weld beads, but just a regular glue. But don't get any glue on the top of this center ring, because that'll change the diameter enough to where you probably will see it through the skin when we get around to that. And I'm pretty sure next week will be skinning this. I don't mean like a deer, I mean like an aircraft. Skin it. Just a term that they used. Okay, clean that off. Is any glue gonna come out of there? There's glue in there. Okay, let's glue this one up. Okay. Now you gotta put enough glue on there to seal it so there's no gaps. Because any gap that's in that's where the fire will come out. And we don't want that. Okay, I'm trying to keep the glue off of the edge. I hear that bug again. Okay, good. Whoops, see that little hole? That's all it might take. A D-engine, you know, it's pretty hot with hot stuff. It's not like some G-engine or something, but we just don't want to take any chances of having any hot stuff getting through there past this shield. Gotta keep going out of the camera view. I'm just going around holding it down. Hey, that rhymes. Just like this. And like I said, this piece isn't the prettiest looking thing because it's not going to show. I just don't want anything to show when you have the rocket and you're looking down from the top and seeing foil and stuff in there. I just want a clean shot. Okay, now to get this side. I'm going to do this in such a way where you could see the glue. A little extra on this one, making sure. Boy, like I said before, it's really kind of hard to, there we go, no gaps. To do this with having this camera stuff. That camera is right in front of my face. This is slow going. I'd be done with this by now if I didn't have that in the way. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna set the bottom of that. No gaps on the table. Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah, most of that are all, as that glue will evaporate. I see that gap in there. While it's drying, I'm gonna hold down on it until it sets. And being as we have that much glue on there, it might be a bit time consuming. Okay, now I'm gonna make sure that that centering is down against that paper there, because we made it with the correct dimensions. So when that dries, boy, do I see a gap in there or what? Gap. Okay. Just like that. Okay, clean that off of there, put the lid back on. All right. Get the glue off my fingers. Okay. Now you can see what I'm doing. Sort of. I'm just holding it with my other hand in the tube right there, and I'm rotating it, pushing it against my fingers. Hopefully, I'll just keep doing this until it sets. Okay, have we got this puppy? I'm gonna try and pull it apart. Feels like it's stuck now. Now, I'll give it about 20 more seconds for the road. Looks like we got a go on that. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if I can turn this around. Yeah, look at that. Okay, if you look in those holes, you don't see any kind of weird stuff showing in there. So when the gases come up here, it'll blow out those holes in there, and then it'll go out towards this shield here we just put in. That was kind of tricky to put in. It took longer to put in than I thought. Okay, next step. We have this steel wool. Now, a word of warning, do not put much of that in there. Okay, like this. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try and fold that into where I could just put that in there. like that. Okay, there's hardly anything here. If you make this so it's thicker and stuff, then the air won't be able to go through, and now your rocket's going to blow up when that charge goes. Okay, we don't want that. See how that fits in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to try and get that to just kind of get it small enough to where it's slightly bigger than the opening. Okay. Get all these little hairs that are sticking up, just fold them back, get them out of the way. Okay, I can go a little bit smaller on this, just like this, squeeze it together. I don't want to make it very dense. I don't want this to stop pressure in there. This is only to stop those hot pieces of crud that comes out of the motor when it blows. Gunpowder or whatever that stuff is. Okay. Good. Now, I don't know if I could show you this or not. We gotta just put a little bit of glue down there just past those holes in there, and that's where we're gonna push this. Okay, I said push that. Okay, I need something to push it in there with. I don't know if I can get that PVC in there. Gotta get something ready before you put the glue in there. Okay, I'll use this cat stick here. That'll work perfect. Okay, I'm gonna just test this and see what I got here as far as getting that in there. Okay, like that. Okay, that's good enough for me. I know I can get that in there. I'm gonna get glue way down there. I'm gonna lift this straight up and then drop like a light bead of glue around there. That's just to hold it in there so it won't fall through. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do right now. Okay, you could see the glue in there. I didn't get it deep enough, but when I push that in there, it'll push. All you need is just a couple of dots of glue to catch this thing, and then when it dries, it'll just hold it in. It doesn't need to have a lot of glue in there. Okay, this is going to be a tricky part. Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to push this. Let's see how far I need to get that. Right there. Okay, from here to here. See my finger? I'm going to push that down. Let's see. Right there. Okay, from here to here, and then my finger will hit that and I'll know it's down. Okay, don't move your finger. 1, 2, 3. Right there. Do a little rotating. Okay, that kind of looks funky in there. Okay. Okay, I don't know if you could see that in there. All right, here we go. So this is today's build. We got that shield in there, and that little whatever I said it was, that screen in there to keep that crud that comes out of the engine to get past there. It'll stop it. Okay. When that dries in there, it'll just, if it catches a couple of those little hairs when I push that down in there, it'll be good enough to hold it. Ah, yeah. It's trying to roll away. Get this back on there like that. All right. Yay, Jaeger. There we go. Okay. There's not enough room in here to turn it. You can barely see those little holes. We've got that center wing nice and flat on there. And like I said, when that all dries, double check it for gaps, fill the gaps if necessary, and we'll be ready for the next step, which will be making the skin and If we have enough time, we'll slide that puppy on here and glue it on. Yep. All right, there we go. We got this guy. Now this thing is complete. The inside of this motor engine tube assembly is 100% done. Got that. Remember this? It's hard to get all this in there. And then there's the new piece today we did. Pretty neat, man. Yeah. And when that glue dries, it'll feel lighter than it already is right now. And then putting that skin on there, you won't even know you put anything on there. It's not going to weigh hardly anything more than what you could feel here. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside. Hopefully that engine tube don't warp until we get that skin on there. And when the skin's on there, it'll be on there. It'll hold it nice and straight. Like I said, we won't be able to get that PVC pipe down in there anymore. But we're going to use a dowel that'll just fit in there almost the whole length. So when painting it comes, we could have it on there to paint, store what we got assembled. Anyway, next week we're going to do the skin assembly and get that on there. I think we could do that in one shot. Might be a longer video. And then after that, we're going to assemble the fins. Then they'll look like something. When we get those fins all made and cut out and glued on there, then it's like, wow. It'll start looking like a rocket. All right. Well, that's today's video. And I don't know what else to say. I keep saying that. It's like, okay. Anyway, this is the Gadget Man 369 signing off. I'll look down here this time.